Yep, I see you.
Good morning, and welcome to WRADCONNECT, our World Read Aloud Day celebration. I'm David Lutz.
And I'm Charlie Sosnick. Today we share with the world the power of reading.
Whether we use the written word to topple old governments, elicit the most sensitive of emotions in every reader, or inspire the next generation,
we can change the world, story by story.
We start off our celebration this morning reaching out to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, with Krista McClintock's class of kindergartners.
But before we begin, to those of you tuning in around the country and around the world, also take a look at our Twitter hashtag WRADConnect, and our Facebook page, WRADConnect.
And now, let's take a look at some brilliant kindergartners.
Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty, go ahead.
Hello.
Hi guys.
You guys are on screen, so.
Hi.
So you're reading to Miss McClintock's kindergartners here, and so we are in Van Meter, Iowa, and they're sitting. Oh my gosh! And they're sitting down there watching all of you.
Look intrigued. Look like you're
So you can go ahead and start reading to them whenever you'd like.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything about writing, about, how I got my start, anything like that, I'd love to answer.
Well, here's one question I have. Our biggest fans, right here.
Okay.
Start with them in the morning.
Hello, Oscar here. I have a question. What's the final alliance going to be about?
So the Final Alliance is the last book in the series. It actually comes out at the end of March. And I can't tell you a whole lot about it, obviously, because, I don't want to give away anything. But a lot of the storylines that you were left with at the end of the fourth book, Mortality Scroll, you follow those quite a bit. So there's lots of things going on. They're sort of gearing up for this final battle against Malik, who's the evil elf in the story. And yeah, it's bittersweet because I really love the series. I love writing it, but I think it's a pretty good conclusion. I'm pretty happy with it, so hopefully you'll be too.
Thanks. Okay, so now why don't you guys take over, Charlie?
I'm Charlie. I'm a freshman.
My name's David, and I'm a senior.
Hey guys.
One question I have is, David's a senior, and you're a senior, and you've obviously done so much more with your life than David has. Like, what kind of things lead to that level of achievement?
It's probably not true. It's mostly just luck after a certain point. I put a lot of work into what I wanted, but, I had a lot of people who gave me a ton of support, and, I was always, my family was incredibly supportive of all my efforts. My teachers were incredibly supportive. So they just sort of, rallied all that support together and went after it.
Now, I'd like to ask a question that's a little more tactful for everyone involved. Writing a book and writing a story is an ambition that a lot of people have, but to get to the stage that you've gotten to at your age, actually, pushing through, writing the entire thing, and then getting it published, that's not common at all. That's the exact opposite. What drove you to push through all the sometimes deadening work of, going through and getting everything accomplished? Because it's one thing to have a dream, and it's another thing to see it through. What kept you going and pushed you through?
Yeah, I think for me, it really just goes back to this love story. Before I wanted to be published, before I wanted to be an author, I just wanted to tell stories. And that was something that I was always going to make sure that I pursued, and I always wanted to make sure it was a part of me. And once I did actually write a book, and once I decided, okay, I want to get this published, it was just, I think that love of writing was really what kept me through. It didn't matter how many times I was rejected, what other people told me about it. I just loved it. It was something that I really believed in, and I realized that, at a certain point, it doesn't matter how young you are or anything like that. As long as you put in the effort, you can make it possible.
Now, you listed on your website in your FAQs a very long list of well-respected authors who you've got as just some of your favorite authors, and it's a very tasteful list, I might add. Which author, if you had to name one, and would be the one that you say has influenced the most your writings and your life? What story has had the most meaning and the most power for you?
That is an incredibly difficult question because honestly, every book I've read has had some impact on me. But I would say probably J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter series. Growing up was like this incredibly magical adventure that I would go on when I read those books. And there's so many lessons, and hearing her story about how she got started, it was just like this incredible inspiration for me.
We've been hearing a lot of Harry Potter as an inspiration today. One question I have is, you're hugely successful. Publishing 5 well-received books is something that most authors couldn't even dream of. Where do you take it from here?
Well, no matter what, I just want to keep writing.
It's admirable.
I want to try, as many different genres, as many different types of stories as I can, and just keep writing. That's my goal no matter what.
Now, do you have a question?
No, you can go first.
All right. Now, as I'm looking at the books, I'm seeing a definite progression: fire, wind, water. But then you go to the Inheritance Scroll and the Final Alliance. My question to you is, what's your beef with Earth?
Well, so in the story, there's 3 stones, the elements, that have magical power over the elements. There's the fire stone, the water stone, and the wind stone. And then the magical power over Earth is actually sort of the magic of the elves. They're the ones who possess that power. So there's not actually a stone for it, but it's very prominent in the books. I've got nothing wrong with the Earth.
That's good. I was going to say, I was a little worried that you hated the planet, but now I see that that's not the case, because I'm not seeing any green on these books either.
Yeah, well, the fourth book.
Paper or plastic at the supermarket? Paper or plastic at the supermarket?
Paper. But normally I bring my own reusable bag. So don't worry.
That's the best
I'm
option.
very good friendly.
What advice do you have for young writers?
I think the best advice I can give is, keep on writing, keep on reading. Reading is probably the best thing you can do as a writer. There's so many things you can learn from reading other stories and other types of writing. And then after that, it's just persistence. You learn more every time you write. You get better every time you write. And just keep doing it. There's always more you can learn.
All right. Thanks so much for being with us.
We're going to give you back to Shannon now.
Oh, thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Aren't they doing a great job?
Doing a fantastic job.
I'm impressed. Thank you so much, Riley, and happy World Read Aloud Day.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you so much for having me.
You guys need to
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hey, now, I just saw James, so I'm going to try to add him, you guys.
Alrighty.
We don't even have to log off.
Go for it.
We're going to go straight to James
I'm
Conner.
getting good at this.
James Kennedy.
Period. It's choices from James. He's not my friend only. I know, but maybe you should introduce this one.
No, I think you should, because I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I'm shy.
Yeah.
You put your camera off!
I'll put it back on. I'm a little shy.
Whatever.
Lauren's here, though.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, James.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
We can't see you yet, but Joyce
All right. Let's see.
Well, that just about wraps up today's portion of World Read Aloud Day. Through sharing the spoken and written word, we hope to foster understanding of humanity's differences, whether of gender, race, ethnicity, nationality, religion, or culture. such that those differences can be respected, embraced, and celebrated. Every school and individual involved helps to spread our message of commonality, despite the apparent barriers which divide our communities. Literature allows one to see with borrowed eyes. As common bonds go, the use of language is one which connects more people in more places than any other. Too often, people go about their lives with the belief that they are simply too different from their neighbors to form a relationship of any kind. The problems we face today demonstrate a need for unifying communities towards solving whatever problems plague their people. And literature allows us to feel and think and express ourselves in ways which others can as well. Words connect us. It is my hope that through both this event and many more to follow, we can share this idea with the world and begin to fight the misinformation. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to today's broadcast. We will be sure to post our final recording soon for those who would like to review pieces of today's discussions. Don't forget to continue sharing on our Facebook and Twitter pages. But for now, one final thought. We can change the world, story by story. Thank you.
Clear.
Awesome.
Not a bad ending.
Not bad at all.
I like the ending.
I like it.
Okay. Should I stop the whole recording?